Welcome to the VLenore Show. Here we will discuss lifestyle, beauty, celebrity gossip, and current events in our own way, my way, freestyle. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well. Hello, lovers. How are you on today? It is hump day, baby. It is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. It's hump day. We made it to the other side. We made it to the other side now. I don't know how much farther you have to go on this side, but at least you made it on the other side of the week. Okay? How about that? Hopefully that's good news. All right. So let's see who's here. Who's here? A minor. Hot coffee is brewing. Hi, Diva Ray. How are you? Hey, the real Vivi. Hey, Jacqueline J. Hey, Andrea. Mai Tai. Justin's mom. Miss Nisi. D-Dub. Let's see who else. Nestos and Sonia's pen pal. Not Nesto's and Sonia's pen pal? Because you got to ask. We know that for a second there, Nesto had more than one pen pal. Does Sonia? I mean, you got to ask. It's a fair question, if you ask me. Do me a favor, if everyone could please do me a favor and hit the like button. I'm sure these notifications did not notify as they really should have, but that's probably because I set this live up with less than 45 minutes to go before starting. So please hit the like button and help me out, okay? Help a sister out. All right. Hey, Black but not bitter. All right, y'all. So I want to kind of pick up where we left off the other day when we were out here getting the tea from the Brown family. Okay. So from what we learned from our last gathering, we had the opportunity to hear from Tina and Tina Brown, which is Bobby. See, I don't know where she. So now I've learned that Tina is not the younger sister to Leolah Brown, but she is the older sister to Leolah Brown. So I just learned that. So since I just learned that, what I will say is Tina, I don't know where these gals fall where Bobby is concerned. I think in my mind, I always thought that I thought that the sisters were older than him, but that may or may not be true. I don't know. But what we do know is that Tina, which was the sister we heard from the other day, is actually older than Leolah, who we're going to hear from tonight. Okay. So we heard the other night from from Tina and her son, Shotza Brown, who is, what's his name? I was about to, I almost had it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm sure it's going to come up. But anyway, Shane, was it Shane? Yeah, Shane Brown. So Shane Brown, who has a channel called Shotza Brown, he has already, I guess, been sharing a little bit of tea regarding the family and things of that nature, including some of the not so nice things about the family. And I had not seen that. I hadn't even seen, I was already subscribed to his channel, not realizing that that the channel I was subscribed to was in fact this same guy. It's interesting. So I didn't even know that. But I have been following Leolah for quite some time and would try to be in almost all of her lives, especially when she first started coming live over here on YouTube. And so Leolah has been sharing all sorts of tea about, Whitney and Bobby and things pertaining to the Houston family, and even things down to the details of what she has come to learn allegedly to have been some of the facts around Whitney's death, as well as Bobby Christina's passing and the passing of Bobby's oldest son. I'm sorry, not oldest son. Let me rephrase that. Bobby Jr., who is Bobby's second son. Okay. Now, tonight we are going to hear some of the details that, now, initially when I scheduled these lives, I heard Leolah's live first. Okay. So I saw Leolah's live and then I said, oh, okay, well, let me, get caught up on what else is going on, because I want to say in the live that she did, it was maybe 2 days, 2 or 3 days before the live that we reviewed the other day. So when she spoke the other day, she was speaking on Tina and Tina's son, and I guess some things they had shared on Tasha K and some other interactions, right? So I caught her live, and then I said, I'm going to do a review, because when I learned that they went live, I said, oh, shoot, before we, come back to hear what Leolah was talking about, let's hear at least what they discussed, Tina and her son discussed on their Instagram live, a couple days ago. And since then, Leolah has gone live again, honey. So we are going to not start at the live that I originally saw that I was going to share with you guys. No. We are going to go jump to the live that Leolah did after she learned of Tina and Shane going live just the other day. Okay? So, we're gonna put a pin in the other live, because this live, which I have not watched, I want to watch it with you. She was hot as a firecracker, and she went live for 3 hours here, then came back. I want to say went live for a couple more hours. Then the next day she came back, went live yesterday, I want to say for 30 minutes during lunch or something. Then came back, went live again last night. Child, Leolah is hot. Okay? They fired her up. So we are going to listen to what Leolah had to say after she saw the live that Tina and Shane did that we watched the other day. Okay, all right. Are we together now? Are we follow? Okay. Yes, thank you, Black but not bitter. Hey, Dimples Wimples 504. Hey, Granny the Great. I see you got the message, sis. I'm so glad you got the message. Okay. Who else? Who else in here? Texas Toy is here. Southside Chi-Town. Rainbow is here. Tam is here. And let's see, PW is here. And who else, y'all? Who else? Happy to be happy. All right, cool. Okay, so good. So please hit the like button, everybody. Get me out into that algorithm. If you can share the live, share the live. If you have a channel, if you have Instagram, or if you have Facebook, if you have text messaging, if you have voice messaging, I don't give a damn. Just share this shit. Okay? Gosh. All right. Now let me share my screen. And so this was Leolah after she learned what them people had, what them folk had said. Okay? Her folk. Them folk, her folk. Okay? That's what we're gonna try to find out. Okay. Oh, another Wendy update. Okay, yeah, because I did see something. I haven't watched any of it yet or even read up on it, but I heard she is blaming her son. Okay, so we got to look into it. Okay, sounds good, Texas Toy. All right, y'all. So this is Leolah. And as you guys will see, I find her to be very beautiful, articulate, seemed to be very poised. So when I saw her hot, I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? All right, so I have not seen this. I haven't seen, I mean, she's done a slew of lives, a slew of them since the last one I saw. Okay, so yeah, this might be a minute. So let's listen.
truth out here. And Leolah ain't gonna lie not one time to you guys, not once. I don't do stuff like that. I'm not Shane. This ain't shots of Brown, and this is not Tina. My name is Leolah Brown Muhammad. Okay? I know you all. Come on, get the likes up. 88 people on. It's only 26 likes. 99 people, 27 likes. Get the likes up. We're going to sit here. I'm not going to talk to everybody. Get them likes up. Come on. Woo! I took notes. Yes, I did. And I'm everything that.
Let me just say this real quick. You heard how she sighed, like, whoo, honey. She mad. Okay? I want you to know that. She mad. Because even when she's on here talking about something real serious and that is enough to make you angry, that, maybe at some point she has been angry and went off about, honey, you wouldn't know it by the way she tells it because she's so calm and put together. But even if she's upset, you can tell she's upset. But honey, she was bothered, and I don't blame her. I mean, hell, if somebody's lying on me, child, I'm gonna be bothered too. So let's listen.
They said I'm gonna touch on. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Why they said it, and what they was feeling when they said it. Hey, Mercedes. Hey, everybody. I can't even look at this right now. Oh my God. And wait a minute. I need, no, I'm going to have to look at this because I got to make sure there ain't no trolls in here. I really don't even care because what I'm going to say is nothing but the truth. So y'all can come. You can write whatever you want. Whatever you want, because I'm going to shut Tina and Shane down. Whatever people are following Shots of Brown and Tina, let me tell you who these people are. Okay? Let me tell you. I know you've been waiting for me. RB, LD, and said, I've been waiting to hear your side. Yes. Yes. And I'm going to tell y'all everything. See, they lied. Tina is known in our family for making up stories. My brother Tommy once said, I'm not even going to say who the other person is, but he said, there's only two people in our family that lie. But Tina, out of the siblings, but Tina makes up stuff, and she does. She's known for that. And I guarantee you that my sister was drunk because she's an alcoholic. She wakes up, she has to have alcohol. If she doesn't, she will go into a seizure. And I'm not saying this, I feel sorry for her, but she has to drink. Okay? If she doesn't, she will go into a seizure and she could be put in the hospital. She can die. She's an alcoholic. But I guarantee you, she woke up and said, oh my God. Oh, I told all those lies. But see, Tina, you can't take them back, baby. And this is social media. Okay? Get the likes up. Okay. I'm going to wait. Y'all go get popcorn or whatever. It's 143 people on. Y'all don't want to click the likes? You can sit here. Y'all can look at me. But I'm not going to be disrespected. Nope. Nope.
Who's she in her? She mad, y'all. Leolah is mad. Okay. Now, the first thing that stood out to me was the fact that it's always, it's interesting and it's hard. It's interesting when people, both of these sisters had some really negative things to say about the other. Okay. And both could be telling the truth, and both of them might not be telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it may be their truth to tell. I find it interesting when people lead with this person you all have been listening to, or this person you heard say these things, they are known to be a liar. Well, it sounds and one thing I did hear that she said from in here that we're going to hear is also a similar theme, is that she said that Leolah is going to say that Tina was always jealous of her. Tina says Leolah was always jealous of her. Okay. So they both claim to that the other is jealous of them. I almost feel like Tina said at one point that Leolah lies. So now they're both saying that the other lies. So the hard part is still leads us to wonder who in the hell is telling the truth here. Now, what I will say is this: when we watched the other day, there were a few people in the chat that were like, "Oh," when we were listening to Tina and her son talk, there were a few of you that said, "Oh, these sound like crackhead stories," and I don't know the truth and that sort of thing. And look, that could be, you might be right. That could be absolutely on point. Because I know that that is the case when someone who does have addiction issues, they may drink a lot and speak out of turn when they're drinking and tell lies and do things for attention, or say things they always wanted to say because now they have a platform where now they can use that platform to take digs at people that they've always had issues with. I don't know. Okay. I do not know. I don't know what the heck is going on here. But we do know that Tina has had some sort of substance issues for years because, as we all discussed, Tina used to get high with Whitney and Bobby. And it sounds like Tina, you all even said that you thought she was either high or drunk or something. There were people in the chat saying that. And it sounds like Leolah is hinting that that could have been the case. Now, I'm not saying any of that's true or not true. It probably is true. Very possible that it's true. I don't know. All right. My question would be, why would, I'm not saying that why would a son contribute to that? Let's say that the woman is telling the truth. Then, okay, that would explain why her son would want to be there to support her. But what if she's telling a lie? What is the benefit for the son to encourage that type of storytelling? Like, I'm just wondering. And then not only is the son doubling down in regards to the mother's story, his sister shows up on screen and she's doubling down on the story too. So it's kind of like, well, what in the heck is going on here? So, anywho, I don't know. I still lean towards believing Leolah more than anybody, just because I've not heard anything yet to make me believe that Leolah had any sort of substance issues in the past. I haven't heard anyone else speak to her being a liar. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know anything. I'm just guessing. I want you guys to tell me what you think as we watch this and listen for ourselves. And you tell me what you think. Here we go.
Disrespected enough. I got everything right here. I wrote everything down. I'm going through everything. and Shane, y'all did the wrong thing. You did the wrong thing. I wrote everything down,
Oh,
baby.
Jesus.
And guess what? I'm getting ready to talk to the people. I'm going to tell them who both of you all are. Oh, yeah. Because you lied on me. And you shouldn't have lied. You should. Why not tell the truth? You're so angry that I have done nothing but good all my life. You can't find nothing bad on me. So you got to make stuff up. And Shane, let me say this before I even get started. Shane, you should have never swore on your son that I told you that your uncle pulled his thing out and said, suck my thing. Why would you do that, Shane? You know damn well I never said nothing like that to you. I said something to you about your uncle. Yes. I see, the thing about me is I'm honest and I'm real. I'm not going to lie about nothing. I told you all your uncle was on the toilet. Auntie Whitney told me to pass him tissue. And I went up there and passed him tissue, and he had the door open. And I looked, when I got up the steps, I looked and seen that he was sitting on the toilet, and I went like that and passed him the tissue and said, Bobby, and I left and went down the steps. Bobby never said one word to me. And for you to get on social media and say that I said, Bobby said, but about 4 people called my phone and said that you were talking about Pookie. I said, Pookie? What about that? See, I don't even know. They said that happened to somebody else. I don't even know. Okay? But Auntie did not tell you that. But you swore on your child. And God is going to come for you for that. Because you lied on me. You can't do that, Shane. See, you and your mother want to lie so much. You're not even thinking right about what you're saying. Okay?
I told y'all Leolah is mad. She is hot, hot, hot. Honey, when I tell you she takes her time when she comes on here, she speaks to the people. She is just so pleasant, child. Calm, soft-spoken almost. Baby, she is mad. And I get it. I get it. Let's listen.
That's one thing. I wanted you to know that. Because, Shane, you are going to hell for that. You're going to do that to your son. You said on my son. You said, and that's on my son. Wow, Shane. You're going to hell. God coming for you for that one. Ooh. And I know God is coming for you because I know I never said nothing like that. Your uncle never said nothing like that to me. Okay? So why would you do that? Y'all so busy trying to lie. And Tina. Everybody. Boy, she ain't ready for this one. Everybody in the family knows. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm happy right now. I'm so joyful. I really feel sorry for my family. I do.
Now, let me stop right there, Miss Leolah. I love you, Leolah. I like you a lot. Okay, girl. But don't play with us now. Don't sit over here talking about you're happy, you're joyful, and then you just realize your nephew going to hell for lying. And we know that a lot has been said, but we know you ain't cool with it, and we know you couldn't possibly be happy or joyful in this moment. And I get it, sis. I get it. Okay, let's listen.
My sister and her son, because those are the only two that cause anything in our family. First of all, let me say this. Anybody that knows Leolah knows Leolah never stole nothing from nobody. I stole in the store back in the day. We all did. You understand? But nobody could ever come and say that Leolah did anything to them. I never bothered anybody. I've done a lot. I'm not saying I'm an angel. Okay, don't get it twisted. But I ain't never went in nobody's house, took nothing from them, never stole nothing from nobody, never did stuff like that. Tina is like that. Yes, that's who she is. And she's so upset that she has a bad reputation in the world, a horrible one. Nobody wants to be around her. She wasn't even, I'm gonna touch on everything. Everything. Wait a minute. Let me say this to everybody. Please click the likes, y'all. It's 163 people in here. Click the likes. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what her and Shane did. They had Tina's other daughter come on, Kanita. See, when I spoke, I didn't want to say her daughter's name. Her daughter's name is Kanae. Kanae wasn't on that live with them. No, she wasn't. But she called. Her and my son talked today. And my son had to tell her that Shane and Tina was on a live with Kanita. Listen to this. Y'all better sit down for this one because you ain't going to believe this. My son said, Mommy, I just talked to Tita. And Tita, he said he told Tita, can y'all hear me? Ooh, I'm finna bust them wide open. Can y'all hear me? Put a yes in the chat if you can hear me, so I'll make sure I don't want to repeat anything. Can you hear me? Yes, okay. He said, Tita told him, my mother and Shane and Kanita was on a live. She said, oh my gosh. She said, I just blocked them. I blocked all of them. The daughter of Tina's that they said Bobby S.A. was the one that told me, no, Auntie, my mother's lying. Tina did not have her on. They showed another daughter who nobody even heard of, Bobby S.A. Even she said it. And if you go look on their social medias, the sisters are like this. Tita said, we call her Tita. She told my son, Flawless, she said, Kanita is on a video with my mother and Shane saying Uncle Bobby S.A. her? She said, now this is the first I'm hearing of this. What did I tell y'all? I never said I talked to Kanita. They know that though, you all. See, this is the games that Shane and Tina want to play. They're trying to, and the whole time I looked at that video, I said, this ain't about Bobby. This is about bashing me. What did I do? All I said was Tina's daughter told me that Tina was lying. And they went in and
y'all, while it's buffering, what are you thinking so far? What do you think? You all said, so there were people in the chat that said that they felt like this was a money grab the other day. My question is, does that justify, or not justify, but would that be the reasoning behind why they would come out here and do it in the first place? And now she said, I mean, because the thing is, you've got multiple people on one side that are agreeing on this story, right? And when I say agreeing on the story, I'm not saying it's true or untrue. I'm saying that you've got multiple people at least acknowledging and agreeing to a story. And the story being that Bobby had done something inappropriate with Tina's daughter. And when I say multiple people, because Leolah is saying that the daughter who they are saying supposedly this happened to was not present for that call, that it was in fact a different sibling, and that means that all three of those people on that call were lying. I'm so confused by it, to be quite honest. Yeah, I don't know why it's happening. And that's my point, Fedora. Why What made them want to do this? I don't understand what, even if it's true, let's say it's true. Why are they telling the story and not the actual young lady who this supposedly happened to? Why didn't she tell the story herself? And while I understand why people withhold things for a certain amount of time, we've had this discussion 100 times. I understand why people wait for a period of time and so on. And I think it should be up to that person to tell their story when they want to. But I do not agree that it should be anybody else's right to tell the story for them. Now that's when it gets super crazy. Why Tasha K, when these folks went to Tasha K, why is that Tina and her son told that story then without the daughter? And then why it gets repeated again on the live the other night, and they bring on another daughter who we just believed it was that daughter. I guess we thought it was, but apparently it was supposedly not even that particular daughter. I don't know, but does that make sense? Right, Dimples Wimples? It is not. It is not. Dimples Wimples says social media is not your therapist. It is not. It is not. Lion Mom, I'm sorry. You said it makes no sense for Shane or his sister to lie about SA. There was no falling out or anything. My question would be, though, why would they need to come and say it? Like, if it's true, I'm not one to suggest that the sister, whoever it happened to, if it happened, I'm not one to say that she couldn't tell her story. But why are other people telling the story of the person rather than the person themselves? And that's what really does have me, really has my ears perked up, because prior to this particular live, I thought that was the daughter. So I was going to give it a pass if that's what they wanted to discuss in support of their sister or daughter, whatever it was. Then I was like, okay, I get it. But if that's not the daughter, why are they telling the daughter's story? And even if that is the daughter, why did she allow for them to go on Tasha K to tell her story? That's the part I don't get. So I'm confused as to whether or not whether or not it's true or not true, and B, if it is true, why did it come out in this fashion? And why are they, or how are they justifying telling this story without the young lady present? I just don't get it. Okay. Justin's mom says, I think they need to be off social media, and I wouldn't even respond to anything. I'm a private person, though. I just don't like families that bring chaos and division to it. Division. It hurts everyone. It does. It does. For sure. Miss Lady, hey, has Bobby come out to speak on this, deny it or something? No, and he probably won't. He hadn't said anything when Tasha K interviewed them. That was last year. That was months ago. And Bobby never responded to it then. I don't expect Bobby to. I've never seen Bobby Brown on social media. I've seen him on other people's social media, but I've never seen him or even his wife go live. So I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying I haven't seen them, and they probably wouldn't respond to this. They're probably ignoring it because for them to respond to it will bring more attention to it. Right now, very few people even know this conversation took place, right? We know. And I'm sure that even though people may have seen it, and maybe even some bloggers could have played it, all that might be true. I would still venture to say less people still are going to know about it this way than if Bobby Brown were to respond on any level. So I'm sure he will never respond, and I'm sure, depending upon what interviews he does, he'll make it clear not to ask him any questions about this kind of shit. Not where his family is concerned. I bet he won't. I bet he won't listen. I may or won't want to talk about it or answer any questions about it. Fedora, what is the end game, and do these people look long term? I do not know. I do not know. Miss Lazy said, are they claiming he actually, I can't see the word, her? Okay, so this is what I understood them to have said. Are they okay? So Miss Lady said, are they claiming he actually R'd her or just felt on her? Apparently, there were two different daughters. Supposedly, one of them, he supposedly told the niece to do something to him. Oh, and then he supposedly said it to Shane is saying the other sister's son is saying that this sister that we're looking at told him that Bobby told her to do something like that once before, and she told him no. So supposedly he may have touched one of them, but then on the flip side told Tina, I think it was, to do something with her mouth, allegedly. And they claim that this sister told the nephew at some point that Bobby asked her to do the same thing. So I don't know. I don't get it. And I don't know why. I don't know why they are telling this story for somebody else. Yes, the story needs to be spoken in family first if they want a tour. Okay. So Black But Not Bitter said, from what I recall, Shane came out last year and said something after his sisters and mother did an interview with Tasha K. Well, I think it was just him and his mother did the interview with Tasha K. I didn't know that that Shane's sisters actually were on the show. I know that Tasha K was on the show. I mean, obviously Tasha K was on it. That they were on Tasha K's show. And by they, I mean Shane and the mother. Because let me say this, if the sisters were there, just curious, why wasn't that clip shown? Because the clip I saw was of Tina telling the story to Tasha K, and Shane is sitting next to her, and that's all you see are the two of them. So, uh-oh. Wait a minute. PW said, all I know is Leolah is lying about that tissue story. Why you say that? Now I'm gonna tell you what I thought was interesting about that tissue story. I think what you're thinking is what was going through my mind. It's kind of like I would have just said no, I never said that and left it there. But to say no, I didn't say that, but I did say something about Uncle Bobby, and that was that Auntie Whitney, blah 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 blah. Like the story, you taking some toilet tissue upstairs, does not equate to suck my D and do what that mouth do, or whatever the way, however it is, it was supposedly stated, that Bobby stated. I guess for me, it's like, well, what did you say, Leolah? Because you remember that stood out to you. Even if I had told that story, I don't know if it would have stood out to me as something to bring up that might be close to what Shane was describing was stated. So because I'm thinking along those lines, I see PW, I'm guessing that's why you might think that it sounds like a lie. Like, well, why? Like, why bring that up at a time like this? Because what you just described is nothing. And I've had to take toilet paper to doors and pass it off to people. Never would have to see them or anything. I get it. But I wouldn't think to tell that story if the stories I'm comparing it to is that of someone who's been inappropriate. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I don't know why I had to go there, you know? So is it Kimanzi? Is it Kimanzi, Mom? Kimanzi? Kimani? Kimani's? Kim? I'm stuck. I'm trying to figure out how to properly phonetically say your name. Is it Kimani's mom? Says, I hate that this happened to them. It's disgusting to think he would do this. And I've met him and spent time with him as a young teenager, and he was the most respectful gentleman ever. So, okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. And what I will say too is, I think it says a lot that you're giving the victims or the alleged victims benefit of the doubt. But I will say over here, that all of this is alleged. I have no way of knowing whether or not it happened or didn't happen. I appreciate you saying what you said, because what you're saying is positive about him, that he was a gentleman, he was nice, you spent time around him, and that would be very disappointing to hear. I don't know that I believe it, but then again, I don't know the man. But I have never heard any sort of story that even sounded even close to that. But, I hope that it did not happen, and I appreciate you sharing that. Which is a tweak-ins here. She didn't have no tissue. She was shut up. Okay, now we're not doing that. Now, I don't know you, the tweak-ins here, but let's be careful over here, okay? We do not know that. I don't want to make fun of any of this, because that's some serious mess to even accuse someone of doing. So I don't even want to laugh about that, because whether it happened or didn't, it's nothing to play with, you know. Hey, Danielle. But I appreciate the fact that the person that I read the comment from last was at least trying to be positive on both sides. Okay. Hey, Susie Q. Granny the Great says it's not discussed, but a lot of us have been caught with no paper in the bathroom. But I spend my time cussing out the one that did not replace the empty roll. I know that's right. I know that's right. I just think that it's something didn't sound right about, I don't know. Let's listen. Let's just listen.
Oh,
Hey,
Auntie
Leo.
Bibi this and Auntie Bibi this and Auntie Bibi that. They're angry. Shane, oh my God. If you all only knew my sister, y'all don't know, and I know you don't know. Nobody messes with her. She had a nerve to say that Whitney did not mess with me. But you know what? You know where my receipt is? She wasn't even invited to Whitney's wedding. I was in the wedding. I was a bridesmaid. She's talking about, I want to be Whitney. And I want to, oh, give me a break, Tina. Please. She's so hateful. Oh, y'all ain't even heard nothing. I'm going so fast. Oh, my God. Because let me tell you.
Uh-oh. Hold on. I see the Wi-Fi is doing what it does, child. Okay. I'm telling you, I've never seen Leolah this hyped to tell us the tea. Okay. So let's listen.
Y'all this. Are y'all listening? Please listen. And me and another person who knows Tina very well, we were talking on the phone earlier, and I was telling her this. I said, do you know Tina? She said, I know, it's sickening. I can't believe Tina did that. I said, you know, she hates the fact that I was fighting for Whitney. I said, she was, when I first started fighting for Whitney, are you all listening to me? And this, God is my witness to this, and I will put this on my children. I don't even say that. I don't even do things like that. We say, God is my witness, and that's it. Let me tell you something. When I started fighting for Whitney, first of all, Shane stood up and called me a clout chaser because they were so angry. Shane didn't like Whitney. Tina had an issue with Whitney. Tina came to me and said to me, oh, we're going to clash. I said, why? Why are we going to clash? Because I forgot to tell you. She said, I didn't want to tell you, and I told everybody. If Lily finds out this, she's not going to believe it. I said, what, Tina? She said, Whitney SA'd my son, Robin.
Wait, what? Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, let me say this. Well, never mind. I'm not going to say anything yet. Say what now? See, I told you I didn't see this. A mess. So Tina just be out here throwing that around, huh? Jesus.
God is my witness. I said, Tina, Whitney S.A. your son. What are you talking about? Whitney ain't S.A. Robin. Tina is known for always accusing somebody of S.A. and her son, Robin. She even accused Shane of S.A. and his own brother at one time. Yes. She told everybody. She told me and my sons, I think Shane, I said, we told her, Tina, Shane wouldn't do that. Even my son, Flawless, he don't even like Shane. And he told Tina, Shane didn't do that. Come on. This woman is sick. My sister is sick, you all. She is sick. She needs help. She needs not only a therapist, she needs somebody real special. Tina is at the point where nobody wants to deal with her in this family. Nobody. She has had chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. And nobody wants to deal with her no more. She is the reason my mother is not here. She said, okay. She said, Leolah, She said she stole. Oh, girl, I got so much stuff to tell you all about what this girl said. She said Leolah um, stole my brother's car. Didn't she say that? She said that. And I said, she went there? She said, I stole the car? Let me tell y'all what this girl did. Oh my God. Anybody in my family that knows us knows, not even just family, friends, they all know that I ain't never. My mother told my son, your mother is the only child that I have that never disrespected me. And that's on God. My son, everybody knows this. I don't even have to go here. People that know us, that see me right online, they're saying, get her, Lily, get her. Because they know Tina. Tina is a demon. She gonna talk about nobody wants her around, and Bobby didn't want her around, Whitney didn't want her around. She's jealous because let me tell y'all something. I never asked Bobby for anything, but it's known. I don't even know where to begin, y'all. I got so much stuff up here. I got to get out.
I told y'all she is hot as a firecracker on tonight, okay? And I get how this could get you just burning up behind somebody telling such crazy lies on you, and then to this magnitude at that. I remember when we were talking about this the other day, my only question that stood out for me was, if in fact this had transpired, it doesn't make sense to me that Leolah would. Why wouldn't Leolah? They had mentioned that when these little girls were SA'd, allegedly, that Leolah took the little girls from the mansion. And again, we're still not clear on where the mansion is. What, was this Bobby and Whitney's mansion? Was this a mansion before their marriage or after their marriage? Like, what are we talking about? So we don't know that. But what Tina suggested was that when this came out, that these girls had been SA'd, that Leolah came, got the girls from the mansion and removed them from the mansion and took them to live with their grandmother, Bobby's mother. And my question was, well, surely if that is what she did, then that would mean she knew something was wrong. So my question was like, well, why did she think that she was taking them to the grandmother's house? And we will hear that Leolah says that she doesn't know anything and was never told anything pertaining to those girls being touched or treated inappropriately by Bobby or anyone else. So let's listen.
Remember when she said, I gave some party at Bobby and Whitney's house, and it was my lawyer friends? Go back and look at the video. She said, I gave a party at Bobby and Whitney's house and brought my attorney friends there. The only function that we had at Bobby and Whitney's house was when Bobby and Whitney asked me to cook Thanksgiving dinner for them and their friends. Their lawyer friends were coming over. See, this is what I'm saying about Tina. She lies so much, and she knows she's lying. She's just making up stuff so that the whole world can be angry with me. And she knows I didn't give that. Bobby and Whitney gave that. That's why I know they ain't told her to tell me to get them out of here and get. That never happened. None of the stuff that she said ever happened. Trust me. Those were Bobby and Whitney's attorney friends. Everybody was there. But let me tell y'all something that happened that day. Hit the like button, y'all. It's 100 people that's in here that didn't hit the like button. Come on now. Okay, I get it. It's a lot of haters on here. But listen, because you're going to know who Shane and Tina is. Because when I finish with this live, you're going to have the truth. I don't care if you believe Tina and Shane. You can. Go ahead. But I'm giving you the truth, the absolute truth. So help me God. Now, Shane, since you want to say on my son and on this and on that, and let me tell y'all something. Shane did that the other day when he was on his live, y'all. He said, God can strike me dead if I'm lying. Guess what happened to him? He don't even know I know this.
What?
Yeah, Shane, I know a lot about you. The next day, his car broke the hell down on him. He had to call a tow truck. How about he didn't even have a penny? He talked about how broke I am. He said he did something, said something about tell her to show $2,000 and I'll match it. Shane don't have no money, you all. He called somebody for money for his tow. He didn't even have money to tow his car. Yep, that happened the next day, Shane. See, you can't play with God. Stop playing with God. And that was a sign. God is going to come for you and your mother because you can't do this. It's not cute to get on social media and lie and try to make somebody look bad. You can't do that. Y'all are really angry with me, huh? You're so upset that I fought for Whitney. And Tina, you said, and you didn't only tell me this, I know there's many people watching this. If they ain't watching it now, they're going to see it. And I'm going to come back to whatever I was just saying, y'all. I got so much stuff.
Ooh, she's all over the place,
you
child.
You were angry that I was fighting for Whitney. You said, don't fight for her because she did this and did that. And she essayed your son. And she slept with your man. You said that was why you put that out in the paper on Whitney. That bathroom picture that Shane's mother, Tina, put out on Whitney. When everybody asked her, why did you do that, Tina? Mm-hmm. You know what she said? See, I never said this. I didn't even say this in the book. But since y'all want to go there, see, I'm the peacemaker. I wasn't trying to put all this stuff out. I wasn't trying to make nobody look bad. But since y'all did this, Tina said, quote, and anybody that sees me speaking, know I'm speaking the truth because they done heard it. I talked to somebody tonight and they said, you ain't lying because she did the same thing. When I asked her why she put that picture out of Whitney, with that bathroom, and the bathroom picture, and it wasn't Whitney's stuff in there. My son told me, he said, Mommy, that wasn't Auntie Whitney's stuff. He said, Auntie Whitney was out of town at that time. I said, really? Because I didn't know.
What? I didn't know this. I did not know this. I did not know this. What? So Whitney wasn't even home? Okay, Jesus, listen.
I said, she was? He said, yes. He said, that was Auntie Tina's stuff. She was in there smoking. Yes. My son told me that. He said, I was there, Mommy. He said, look at the picture. That suitcase, whose suitcase? The suitcase in the picture, he said, belonged to somebody. I forget, but I'm going to get it and come back to y'all on that one. But Tina was so angry that I was fighting for Whitney, she couldn't take it. And she was like, well, we're going to clash because I'm going to come out with the truth about Whitney. I said, Tina, Whitney didn't do that. You always talk about somebody S.A. and Robert. She didn't do that. You blame your children. You blame everybody. You blame everybody for S.A. and Robert. And a lot of people that she gave Robert to, oh my God, you guys. By the way, me and my baby sister Carol, my mother had 4 daughters. I'm just going to say this. I never put my children on my mother. Never. And neither did Carol. My mother took care of Tina's kids. She said, I'm a good mother. And I would say when she's sober and she's doing well, Tina could be a good mother. Now, I'm not going to lie about nothing. She could be a good mother, okay? But she wasn't. My mother.
Wait, hold on. Not she could be, but she wasn't. Lion Mom. Lion Mom says, so what does she say about little Tommy? Because apparently he was involved with SA with the sisters as well, but he took accountability and apologized, and they have tried to heal together. So she's going to mention this or whatever too, but from the sounds of it, yes, little Tommy, who by the way is Big Tommy's child, you guys, and Big Tommy is Bobby's brother. And so Tina's daughters said that not only was Bobby inappropriate with them, so was little Tommy. So this comes up in the conversation, but evidently, because little Tommy apologized and I guess took accountability, they have been able to be okay with him, but they sort of positioned it in that live the other day that they are not cool with Bobby, and it doesn't sound like it was ever addressed directly with Bobby. So yeah. So it sounds to me, and what I will say is I do know at some point during this live, I believe that Leolah said something like, oh, so y'all cool, y'all good with Lil Tommy? So this happened with Lil Tommy, and this is y'all good with Lil Tommy, but you over here saying that Bobby did this. Because it sounds like Bobby didn't necessarily, if I remember correctly, maybe Bobby was told, I don't know if Bobby was ever addressed. I don't think any of them have stated that Bobby was addressed at any point, because I'm guessing the girls were scared. And all we knew about that particular encounter with them and Bobby was that I guess there was nothing that happened from a penetration sort of standpoint. He exposed himself, is the way they put it, out there, and he asked that something happened and they didn't, and that was it, and that's all. Now that's devastating, that's traumatic, all of that, all of the things. It is. If that happened, that's traumatic in and of itself. It doesn't make sense though if that is all that really transpired with them, but yet they're saying something more transpired with another family member and they were able to move past that, but never even address this part with Bobby. I don't know. But understanding that this lady is not Leolah, but that the other sister has an addiction issue, and this is an ongoing issue. She's probably, I bet these stories are not rare for them to deal with. What were you saying, Fedora? Lil Tommy with the same person? Yes. Yes. You're saying with the same daughter? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's listen.
Mother raised her children. Do you all remember the fight her and her son Shane had at Barbie's birthday party?
Wait, and let me just say this. I did not know anything about that damn fight till somebody in this damn chat says something about it. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it had happened. And it was it was the sister Tina and the same son that was on live the other day with her. They are the two that fight. Sure did. And it was at Bobby Brown's birthday party. And then, see, you know, they say that Alicia has kept Bobby away from the family, but hell, if that kind of shit like that's going on, I'm gonna stay away from the family, and so is he too. I'm you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make sure he stay away from him, and I'm gonna be away from him, and all of our kids are gonna be away from him. If that's how they get down, my God, because they don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? That's like really sad. It puts your kids in a dangerous situation because it does sound like there's somebody's jealous of somebody. If none of this stuff happened and all of this stuff is lies, then you got some real hate just stewing up in that family. And who would want to put their loved ones in that mix? And why would you want to be in that mix? So I get it.
Busted a glass on Shane's face and busted his face all up. This is Tina over something petty. Over something petty. This is her. Tina is a hateful seed, and it has passed on to her son, Shane. He's got a hateful, jealous heart, just like his mother. Oh my God, you all. I hate to say this, but it is true. And anybody watching this that knows us know that I am not just putting stuff on Tina and Shane, but that's who they are. Look at them. Just look at them. You can see the misery in them. You can see it. Nobody's done anything to them. Shane is angry at his mother. He is. And we all know that. He's so angry. Tina was never really there for him. And he takes it out on everybody else. And I saw that in him when he was younger. I saw that he was jealous that I was always there for my children, but I gave him love too. And he said that. He said that. I'm sure there's some people watching this that was there. It was a crowd of people when Barbie came. Shane went to the event. We all went. And everybody was saying that Shane was just saying that because my son was there. And he's so scared of my son. He put his arm around me and said, I love my auntie. This is my aunt. She was there for me. She was like a mother to me and always was there for me. Well, why do you want to do that to me, Shane? Why? Why do you join in with your mother and you know she's wrong? You swore on your son that I said that about Uncle Bobby, and you know damn well that I did not say that to you. You know that. You're not confused. Everybody's saying, well, he got accused with me. No, you didn't. You wanted to say that so that people could think that. No, I never told you that about Uncle Bobby, and don't you ever lie on me like that, and you're going to pay for it because God is coming for you, baby. You and your mother. Y'all got on here and told all those lies. Tina told, she said I stole a car. Tina, nobody in this family has ever stolen anything from anybody but you. You are the thief that steals from everybody. Are you kidding me? Tina, you stole. Let me tell y'all what she did to my mother. Okay? And God is my witness. He can strike me dead if I'm lying. She took my mother. And before I say this, I can talk like this because I never did nothing to my mother. I would never disrespect my mother. I don't even raise my voice to my mother. You understand? Tina, let me go back for a second. I'm going to get back to that. She called my mother a bitch one day. And I chased her out the house. She talking about she had to get on me. She said she fought me at Barbie. Let me tell you, and I put Vaseline on my face. I said, when this happened? That girl lied. She straight lied. That never happened. Tina will never step before me and approach me. She knows I ain't nothing to play with. She knows I'm nothing to play with. Tina can't whoop me. She used
God.
to whoop me when we were little, when we was kids. I got a scar on the back of my leg, this long, that wide. She took a hammer and a nail because when we were kids, I sat down to play with her and she said, get out of here. Don't come over here. And I said, I just want to play with you. And she said, I said, move. And I didn't move. She took the hammer and the nail. And this is in my book. This is in my book. She took the hammer and nail and bashed the hammer onto my leg, and it put a big hole. Blood was gushing out my leg. I got up and went in the room and told my mother, I said, Mommy, look what Tina did. But I was so used to pain that I didn't cry. My mother went, she screamed to the top of her lungs.
While this is buffering a little bit, I'm letting it catch up. Honey, yeah, this sounds like whatever this beef is between the sisters, and I don't really want to call it beef, because if we are to take Leolah's word for it, Leolah's not even mad at her sister, but now she is, because of what's been said. But baby, if this stuff is true that's being said, then that means whatever the feeling is that she has about Leolah, whatever these bad vibes are they have for one another, it seems to have stemmed, gone back farther than just some young adult days. It sounds like this had to have been, childhood based, if you will. Black Without Bitter said the book she sold at the funeral. The book she sold at the funeral? Yeah, the book she sold at the funeral, where she said it's in her book. Did she ever? No, child, she didn't respond. But we have a mutual friend, and the mutual friend has reached out. So we shall see what happens. You guys will be the first to know. Trust and believe. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss any other comment. Yeah, the more she talked, the more the stories keep coming. I think Miss Lady said the more she talks, the more comes out. And child, you ain't lying. Sarah Colette says, sold a book at the funeral? Whose funeral? Sarah Colette, Tina, the sister that she's speaking of, Tina said that Leolah wrote a book and was selling her book at their mother's funeral. Hey! Okay, oh good. Thanks, Dennis Byron. But said that it was sold at the funeral. So she's watching. Hi, Leolah. We would love Leolah. Don't, girl. I will drop the link, honey, if you want to come up and we can talk about it. But let's listen, y'all.
Tina Brown has been the demon of our family, you guys, all of our lives. You understand me? She never took care of her kids. She called my mother a bitch one day, and I chased her out the house. She ran into the bushes. Somebody called the police, and I was outside looking for her. I said, Tina, come out. You got to come out. You got to come out. You can't stay in these bushes for too long. When the police pulled up, then she came out. When she came out, I clocked.
Wait a minute. Let me say this real quick, and I promise I won't linger here too long. But can I say this? Hearing her tell this story about her sister, ooh, child, reminds me of my mama talking about her and her sister. My God, today. Ooh, baby. Even down to that hammer story. Jesus. Ooh, wee. But we'll save that for another story time with V, okay? As I spill the guts on my parents' life, okay? Especially my mama and her sister, since the both of them are gone to glory and they can't come down here and whoop my tail now, okay? So anyway, let's listen. But that story right there sounds very, very familiar. But okay.
And the officer grabbed me. My mother said, please, please don't take her to jail. This is my good child, please. And the officer said, man, we got to take her because she hit her in front of us. So we got to take her. We can't. And, you know, we got to do that. My mother said, oh, my God, please. This is she didn't mean it. My daughter, she called me a bitch and she gives me hell. She was just protecting me. I went to jail that night with Tina. They locked both of us up. They locked me up for clocking the hell out of her. But they let me go. They opened the cell and said, your mother is crying about you. She wants you to get out of here. So we're going to let you out. And they let me out. Mm-hmm. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't know how devious Tina is. You don't. You have no idea how devious Tina is. If you did, you would understand how and why her and Shane did that. But from the beginning, I got a lot more to talk about. I got to go over there. I ain't even went over the paper. I'm just so anxious to get all this stuff.
I told y'all, I have never seen Leolah this fired up, honey. When she comes on, she was mad, child. She was ready to give us the tea. What was I going to say? I thought I just saw something. Hold on. There was something I just seen. Okay. Now, I don't know if she's going to touch on this, but Sarah Colette said she had the book ready for their mother's funeral. I've never heard of such a thing. And Miss Lady said, now, I've never seen that bootlegging, hustling at a funeral and your mom's funeral like that. And here's the thing. So I don't know if Leolah is going to address that on here, but that is what Tina suggested, that at what I thought she said was their mother's funeral, that her book was sold. So I don't know if this was a book that Leolah had written years before, because I do believe she has another book that she wrote, and that she's currently writing the book regarding Whitney and Bobby Christina and her brother, and I think a lot of things pertaining to their relationship and some of the things we've learned about in the news about Whitney's passing and Bobby Christina's passing. So Leolah, if you're watching this, this would be something really, really important to explain to us. Did that happen? Did you actually sell books at the funeral? Just a question. Wait, hold on. Sarah Colette, was Bobby Christina named after Tina? No. Bobby Christina was named after her dad, Bobby, and Christina, I was under the impression, was Whitney's middle name. And so I think it was a combination of the two. But Tina, what made you ask if Bobby K was named after Tina? Oh, Christina. Oh, duh. No, I don't think so. Because I thought someone somewhere said, and when I say someone somewhere, this is something that I had learned years ago. So I could be wrong about that. But I didn't think about the fact that her name was Tina, Christina. Dennis says she's a great writer. Okay, it is Whitney Elizabeth. Is it only Elizabeth? Hold on. Okay, let me keep playing it. I'll look it up.
Out to you all, because they lied so much. But I would never think when Shane did that and said, on my son, And that's on my son. I said, Shane, you're going to do that on your son? That shows you that they don't care. Y'all better fear. Y'all better start fearing God. You don't do that, Shane. You don't swear on your son to a lie. You ain't confused. You're not confused. You know damn well I didn't tell you that. You ain't got it confused with nobody. Your sister that told me that on about Uncle not do that, your mother lied. That has nothing to do with your sister Kanita that you all brought on. And I don't know why she came on and said she was essayed by Uncle. When nobody knew nothing about this. Was you also mad that Tita didn't come on? Kane? So you tell Kanita, just come on, because Tita ain't going to come on. We got to make Auntie Lily look terrible. Really? That's what y'all did. Because even Tita said she don't even, she said, when did Uncle Bobby essay Kanita? Why y'all lying on my brother like that? And you know what? Now I really believe it's a lie now. See, I wasn't sure. And I said that in my video. But now, I think y'all are just lying. Tina, you just mad because Bobby ain't giving you no money. And then for you to say he ain't messing with me and ain't this. Let me tell y'all what my brother Bobby did for me. Bobby has done for this whole family. Bobby bought me a Jaguar. He bought me a house. Bobby took me shopping and bought me a fur coat. Fur coats. Bobby bought me jewelry. I got holes in my ear, 4 holes in this one and 4 holes in that one. I had back in the day, I had jewelry where I had 4 earrings and I had big gold nugget. I had lots of jewelry, bracelets. I had a nugget watch Bobby bought me. I had rings on every finger. I let Tina come and this is God is my witness. I let her come and stay in my house. I had my Jag then. Bobby bought me a red candy apple Vandalin Plaus Jag for my birthday. Mm-hmm. He bought me and my mother. He bought my mother a green Jag and bought me a red one for my birthday. This time I let Tina come in my house. And I woke up and I never approached Tina about it. Well, I did. I talked about it, but I never accused her of it. I know she did it. I woke up, you all. I took all my jewelry off, my earrings, every ring, bracelets, my nugget watch, my chains. I was drenched in gold and diamonds. But everything I had on, Bobby bought. When I woke up, every piece of jewelry that was on my dresser was gone, and Tina was gone with it. She has always stolen from me. So Tina was not allowed in my home. She told me I paid her bills. And I'm going to tell y'all why the sheriff came to my house. Give me a moment. She was there. Tina stole my jewelry. She has always stolen from me. Always. Tina got sticky fingers. No, I got cousins in Boston. And I know if they're looking at this, they're saying, go ahead, Lily, tell the truth. They don't allow Tina in their home. I'm the only one that they allow in their home because they know I would never do nothing like that. Okay. Tina knows I don't even have that kind of heart. I've never taken anything from anybody. She does. She stole my brother Tommy's vehicle. Ask Tommy. Tell Tommy to tell you. She said in the live with Shane that I stole my brother Tommy's car. And I think she said my father's ashes was in the back. And I told her that I don't know I can't remember what she said. She said, I said, the ashes was in the car or something. It's in the live where she said she's lying.
Recent live that Shane and Tina did together. She says Tina tells a story that when Leolah went to drop her off that day or let her out the car, that basically she told the story that she had asked to I think get out or do something at a store, like at a gas station or what have you. And when she got out, Leolah drove off with all of her luggage, her personal items and everything, and left her stranded. Correct? And then hold on one second. Okay. Hey, Nuts. Real quick. Bobby Christina. Grandma Sissy Houston gave Bobby Christina her name, Christina Bobby. Oh, gave her name, Christina. And Bobby is for her father, Bobby. Okay. So Sissy Houston named Bobby Christina the Christina part. That's what you're saying. Okay. Thanks, Knots. So anyway, so the story is that when she called the next day or calls at some point to tell Leolah that, look, all of her luggage and everything was in the trunk of the car or whatever, and I need my stuff. And that Leolah said, I don't have your stuff or something like that. And then went on to tell her that she had sold the car that they were driving in. And when she asked about her mother's ashes, that Leolah told her, oh, well, you know what? I left the ashes in the back seat of the car. And then she said, well, who did you sell the car to? And she says, I don't remember. Now that story did sound very, very crazy, right? So let's listen. This is the story she's talking about, or part of the story, I should say, is what Tina shares as far as the ashes being left in the car.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, Tommy's car. Tommy parked it at her house. And he said he went to LA and said, I'll be back. Don't do nothing with my car. Don't drive it. Tina got the key. She had the keys. I think he left them with her or whatever. She took the car across the street and sold it to the crack dealer. Yes, he didn't even know it was my brother's car. She gave him the keys.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Black But Not Bitter. Black But Not Bitter said that it was the father's ashes. Okay. But wait a minute. So what now, Leolah? Oh my God. Did you hear this? Hold on, y'all. Let's go back a hair.
Tina knows I don't even have that kind of heart. I've never taken anything from anybody. She does. She stole my brother Tommy's vehicle. Ask Tommy. Tell Tommy to tell you. She said in the live with Shane that I stole my brother Tommy's car. And I think she said my father's ashes was in the back. And I told her that I don't know I can't remember what she said. She said, I said, the ashes was in the car or something. It's in the live, what she said. She's lying. Oh my God, y'all. Tina stole Tommy's car. Tommy parked it at her house. And he said he went to LA and said, I'll be back. Don't do nothing with my car. Don't drive it. Tina got the key. She had the keys. I think he left them with her or whatever. She took the car across the street and sold it to the crack dealer.
Oh, no.
Yes, he didn't even know it was my brother's car. She gave him the keys. Yes, this is a true story. I'm not making this up on her, you guys. Please believe me. She drove my mother to the clinic one day. My mother asked her to drive her to the clinic in her car. My mother had a Lincoln Continental. Tina drove my mother to the clinic, dropped her off, and drove off in my mother's car and sold it to a crack dealer. My mother never seen her car again. If y'all think I'm lying, ask my brother Tommy. Because Tina and her son Shane ain't going to admit this. This is true. Tina is a thief. She's the only thief in this family. Nobody has done what Tina has. I ain't never done nothing to my mother or nobody else. I ain't never took nothing out of nobody's house. I ain't never stole nobody's car. I don't do stuff. That's not even in my character. I don't do stuff like that. Tina did that. Shane, and you know that. Your mother is a witch. She's a demon. And I hate to say it. I pray that God will heal her heart. I do. I really do. But she's an alcoholic, and Tina don't care about nothing. When I say nothing, Shane, you remember when the doctor told your mother she had to stop drinking? She said, you have to stop. They said, you have to stop or you're going to die. She came home and told her children. Her children was like, Mommy, you got to stop drinking. She said, huh? I ain't going to stop. I'm just going to die like this. She don't care. Tina doesn't care about nothing, you all. She thinks it's a joke. And by them coming on here lying on me, trust me when I tell you, because I know my sister, they hung up that live and laughed like crazy and said, we got her. I know they're going to believe that. They don't like the fact that I have followers and I'm fighting for Whitney. Tina hates Whitney. That's why she put that picture out there of Whitney. She fakes it and acts like she likes Whitney. She doesn't like Whitney. She got angry with me when I first started fighting for Whitney and said, we're going to clash. I said, Tina, why? Because I got to tell the world the truth. She essayed Robbie, and I'm going to tell her. I said, Tina, Whitney didn't do that. Oh, and she said the reason why she put the picture out on Whitney was because, am I lying? The reason why she did that was because Whitney slept with her man. I said, Tina, Whitney don't want nothing you've been with. Trust me. Yeah, that was what she said. She said, Lily, I knew you wasn't gonna believe it. I told everybody, Lily ain't gonna believe it because she just loves Nip and she's gonna fight for Nippy. I said, you're damn right. She hates the fact that I fight for Whitney because she's so jealous of Whitney. She's so jealous of Whitney, and she's jealous of me. She's jealous of our relationship. She's always been jealous of our relationship. Go and look. When Whitney got married to my brother, she didn't have Tina in the wedding. She had me, and I'm not bragging about it. That's Whitney picked who she wanted to be in her wedding. I didn't say don't bring Tina. You can't do that. You can't do that with Whitney. Whitney picked everybody she wanted. Tina's been jealous of me, you all, for a long time. She hated me and Whitney's relationship. Yes. And that party, she said I gave a party at Barbie and Whitney's house and lawyers were there. Those were Barbie and Whitney's people. They never told her to get her out of here. Get her. All that's a lie. All that is a lie. You know what happened on that day? And Nikki, I remember Nikki being there. It was a lot of people in the living room. Nikki is Shane's father's wife from Boston. Nikki, if you're on this, remember, and it was some other people in the living room, if you all are on here, remember when Whitney walked up to me and she put her wedding ring on my finger and Tina stood back and said, why are you giving her that ring? Why are you putting that ring on her finger? And Whitney said, because this is my angel. Tina got jealous of that. She didn't like the way Whitney and I were close. She talking about, I want to be Whitney and all that. Tina, why would you say that? You know, Leolah is Leolah. Whitney is Whitney. No, I don't want to be my sister. But I love Whitney a lot because Whitney was a good person and she didn't deserve to be treated like she was by you in her family. And she forgave you for that, Tina. She did. Why can't we just all love each other? Why do you have to be jealous of somebody's relationship? Why? And for you to come out here and say all these ugly things to me, and I ain't done nothing to you, nothing, but fight for Whitney. Y'all don't want me fighting for Whitney. Shane don't want me fighting for Whitney. When I started fighting for Whitney, Shane got upset. Oh, she's clout chasing. And I'm not a clout chaser, baby. You are. You want likes? Oh my God. You want likes on your page, Shane? You can think of a lot of other things to talk about other than your family, darling. You don't always have to talk about your family, Shane. But you want to do something because you ain't got no life. That's why you do that. There's a lot of things in the world.
Wow.
No, Tina is a Pisces. Yes, she's a Pisces. Oh my God, y'all don't know.
Now wait, hold on now, Tina. Leolah, Tina, if Tina's a Pisces, now we ain't all the same, okay? All Pisces ain't the same. But what that does tell me is that there's something. Okay, I don't know Tina from Can of Paint, but it sounds to me like this lady is sensitive and broken behind something. And it sounds like she's been broken for years. And that may not be the fault of anyone in particular. It may have just been how she has experienced certain things in life. I'm not really sure. It does explain too why she might fall into having a some sort of addiction problem because again, from my experience, Pisces, we feel everything in the fiber of our being. We feel everything, the good, the bad, all of it. And it wouldn't surprise me if something broke her to such a degree that she's not been able to recover from it, and maybe without others not even realizing it, they have re-injured her over and over and over again. So I'm not making it any excuses. I don't know Tina, but that's what I gather from what I just hearing that and learning more about this story. So
She stole my brother's car. Stole my mother. Oh, she said I put my mother out the car. Let's talk about that one. Let me tell y'all what happened then. Me and my mother was driving. My mother was taking me to the clinic. And my mother is the type that my mother's a strong soul. And she wanted to drive. And I said, Mommy, I was sick. That's when I had my fibroids. My stomach was out. And I had to make this appointment because they had tests to take and stuff. So me and my mother was in the car driving. My mother actually, yeah, okay. So me and my mother was in the car driving, and my mother was going off hitting the curb, and she hit the curb like 3 times. And I said, Mommy, you keep hitting the curb, you're going to sleep. And she said, no, I got it. And I said, no, Mommy, let me drive. She said, you can't drive because I said, Mommy, I can't. And I said, you're scaring me. I think you're going to crash. Come on, let me drive. And my mother didn't want me to drive. So my mother's yelling in the car. She's like hysterical. She's like, no, I'm going to drive. And I said, Mommy, please just drive right. As my mother is driving, the officer pulled us over. This is a true story, you all. This is what happened. Tina knows this, but she tried to tell you all I left my mother on the side of the road so I can look bad. I would never do nothing like that. Are you crazy? My mother, the officer it was a female officer. She pulled my mother over and said, ma'am, you are swerving. So my mother said, yes, I'm swerving, but I'm okay. And the officer said to her, you don't look okay to me. And my mother wasn't. But I stood back. I didn't say nothing. The officer said, I seen you two in the car. Looked like you were out. wondering what was going on. And I said, no, I was just trying to tell my mother, let me drive, because she didn't want to let me drive. And I was just trying to, tell her, I got it, I can drive. So the officer said, well, you look fine. My mother said, no, she can't drive. She just took her medicine. And I did. I had just taken my pain pill. And my mother said, she just took her medicine and came to. I said, but the officer said, well, she looks more sober than you, ma'am. I'm not going to let you drive. She wouldn't let my mother drive. So she said, so my mother got offended. And my mother said, because that's how my mother is. She's a strong soul. And so my mother was upset. And my mother said, no, well, I don't want to drive. And the officer had my mother so upset. My mother said, call me a damn ambulance. And so the officer said, we will call you an ambulance. I have to. So the officer told me, go on to your appointment. She said that your mother, because my mother has heart trouble and everything. So my mother had called for it. My mother told her she wanted an ambulance. So in the midst of that, the officer said, well, you go ahead on and drive. My mother said, no, don't let her. I want to go with my daughter. And the officer said, no, I'm calling you an ambulance because you got heart trouble. And my mother, the officer said, go make your appointment because we were running late. The officer said, make your appointment and I'm going to call an ambulance for your mom. And I said, Mommy, you all right? She said, yeah, go ahead. I'm just going to let her call me an ambulance. I'm going to leave from here and go into the hospital. That's how that happened. I did not leave my mother on the side of the road. I would never do that. And anybody that knows me knows I would never do anything like that. Tina and them lie. They just lie because they don't have nothing else to do. There's nothing that Tina and Shane could ever come on here and say about me that I did. Because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not saying I'm an angel, but I never did anything devious to any damn body. And Tina's a damn liar. She has. I could say a whole lot about her, and I'm going to tonight, Tina. I'm going to tell the people just who you are. Because you're evil. You and your son. Y'all are some evil souls, and y'all need to get your life together. For real.
Okay. So let's just talk for a second. So a couple things that stand out to me. Again, this sounds a little too familiar for me as far as how siblings carry on with one another, how family can carry on with one another. Unfortunately, that may also include people being extremely evil towards one another and even plotting things against their family. I think that is, unfortunately, every devious person we know out here in the world, every person who's done us wrong and done some of the most foulest things to us, guess what? They were related to somebody. All right. And if you don't have a family member like that, you might be the family member. Okay. There's that. Secondly, like I said, it reminds me, now not to this extreme where we're hearing where people are being accused of doing illegal things to each other and, you know, I don't know, lying on one another to the degree where it can really cause someone to have to live the rest of their life wearing a title or a jacket that is not accurate, for one, but something that is so terrible, like SA or anything else for that matter, just stealing and lying and all of those things. But SA most specifically, and having that type of behavior towards another family member on top of it, that's really, really hard. That's hard. Like, I don't think I could come back from that, like from anybody, let alone a family member. So I mean, it's sad to hear it, but honestly, it's not something I ain't never seen before. Now, again, when I said it reminds me of what I've seen in my own family, my mother and her sister, boy, they have they've been known to fight like cats and dogs from the time when they were kids until they were like young adults. Um, and then, by the time, I came along and I was an adult myself, by that time, they just knew how to argue and keep it pushing, and then they would laugh and talk about all the crazy fights and things that transpired. And I just know that luckily for me, I never had to witness them fighting and them being so angry with one another that it tears apart the family, because I can only imagine how hard that is. But my mother told me stories that I never would have believed had transpired between she and her sister that happened long before I was born, right? Praise God they got past it. But the things that she did describe, I wondered, how did y'all get past that? You know? But I say all that to say, I can only imagine how hard it is, even in this day, for the sisters to have to even have this conversation, especially in the public eye. This can't be cool. This can't feel good. And even though, let's take Leolah's word for it, even if everything she's saying is true, and this is what she knows about her sister and what she knows about her nephew, it doesn't make it okay when this is all you've ever known them to be like. But even in this moment when they do something, it still hurts. And there's got to be a lot of shame that kind of comes along with, not that she has to be ashamed, but it's probably shameful to have this conversation with the public, especially when you're out here constantly trying to bring the truth to light, where Whitney is concerned, and Bobby Christina, and even Bobby Jr. So let me see. PW said, sounds like they're telling different versions of stories that actually happened. So they couldn't have been lying that much. Not Tina family agrees on same version. Well, she's saying that one of the daughters said that it wasn't true. What was being stated wasn't true, that they weren't even aware that that conversation was happening, that they were live and that sort of thing. So all of the family, evidently, if we go based upon what Leolah just said, it doesn't sound like all of the family is in agreement with it. But yeah, that's why when at the beginning of this live, I said the only problem, and not really a problem, but it's that Tina has all these people over there. At least we saw 3 people all on the same page of a conversation, right? But over here, Leolah's, by herself, kind of telling the truth as she knows it. So it probably would, be helpful in some ways to have another person, or even a neutral party, or at least another family member that might also attest to what she's saying. So.
You need to get, I don't even know what y'all are saying. I really don't. But it doesn't matter. I'll read this later. I can't really read it right now. But yeah, they did Tasha K. They did Tasha K interview about Barbie. Yes, they did. And I never seen it. I seen a snippet of it. Oh my God. If you all knew Tina and Shane, her son, you would not believe anything that they say. They are liars. And I can't believe that Shane swore on his son. Wow, Shane.
So here's what my question. What is the point of Shane doubling down on this story that his mother has told if it's a lie. And my only thought is, one thing Leolah said at the beginning of this is that Shane is angry with his mother. So do you think that the possible reason why Shane might lie, allegedly, if we are to believe he lies or he's lying with his mother, would the reason for lying be to what? To bond with his mother in a way that he hadn't been able to in the past, to stand with her on something so that maybe he could gain some love from his mother or attention from his mother, or what would be the reason? Or is it because somehow, some way, it is believed that they could make some money with this story, and so they would have the money to split? Like, what would be the reason why he would do this? That would be my question. Oh no.
Coming for you and your mother. I hope y'all ready for him. Because one thing you can't do, you can't play with God. You cannot play with him. You should have never done that. Why would you lie, Shane? That is ugly. That is ugly. And you know damn well I ain't never said nothing like that. Woo! My niece that told me that Tina was lying, her daughter, she blocked Tina and Shane. And I think she blocked her sister. She's not talking to them. No. And they went and put her other daughter on the line. And she said, no, my aunt, I never told my aunt. You sure didn't? Because I didn't say it was you. I didn't even call Tita's name out. No, I didn't. Nobody knew that you was S.A. by Uncle Bobby, Kanita. When did this happen? Because you're coming up with this now. And then you sat on, let me tell y'all something too. Shane, I listened to you. And you said little Tommy, S.A. Kanita. But he came and said sorry. Tina. So y'all are okay with little Tommy? Because he apologized? Can you tell me? You told me Bobby. You said Bobby, and I didn't even believe you then. So I'm just saying what you said. You said Bobby apologized. You talked to Bobby, and he apologized to you about 2 or 3 years ago. And you came on here and said you didn't even know till last year. You're a liar.
Ooh. So that is true. That is what she said. She said, now did she say that yeah, I don't think she told us that Bobby apologized or anything like that, but she did say she didn't know any of this transpired with her daughters until last year. She did say that, because I guess the question was, where were you? Why did you know what was going on? And they were trying to explain that the reason why Tina didn't do anything about it, or the reason why she didn't know about it, was because at that time she was in prison. Right? Yes, Miss Lady, it does sound like Shane really hurt her. Because, and now that we know the dynamics of she and Shane, early on, she mentions that the last time she saw Shane came up to her, hugged on her, and said, "This is my aunt. This is, she was like a mother to me, and she always was good to me, raised me," or whatever, that sort of thing. So I bet that did hurt her feelings. Ooh, to hear him over there saying those things. So that's why I'm saying, so let's go with the fact that he's lying. He's lying with his mother. My question is, what is the goal? Like, what is the reason for that? Is it to gain some sort of, I don't know, favor with the mother? Is it to be accepted? Is it to please his mother some sort of way? Like, what is that? Or is there some level of jealousy that even he has of Leolah and maybe Leolah's son? Because she mentioned early on in this live that Shane was, I guess, tight with her son and looked up to her son and was afraid of her son. And so he never once acted like he had any issues with her before. So that's interesting.
You are a liar, Tina. You just lie. See, you forget the lies that you forget that she found out. Really? The year before last, we was at the mansion that I was staying in with my business. Oh, I got to tell y'all about that. With my business partner. That was me and my business partner's manager, Shane. Y'all so jealous. You're so jealous. I ain't never in my life squatted in a house. Okay? Never, baby. I moved from the mansion and moved in a 5-bedroom house. In the 5-bedroom house that I moved into, it was a scam artist that rented that house to me. I did not know. Okay? And you're going to talk about I was squatting somewhere. Get the hell out of here. You squat. Tina, you've been squatting since you've been in Atlanta. And another thing, I never once asked your daughter, can I stay in her house when I got to Boston? Yes, I put you out my house. I mean, my car. I put you out. She said she had luggage. Man, y'all. She had a plastic garbage bag. It had 2 or 3 letters in it. One had her ID in it or something, and I think it was like a pair of socks or a little shirt that was in the bag. A big, long bag. It was balled up. It was nothing in that bag, and it was in my trunk. There was not one piece of luggage, as God is my witness. She said a whole bunch of luggage. I pulled up at a Quick Trip. She got out and I took off. I did. That was true. I took off. You know why? Because my sister was drinking. She was drunk. And I can't even begin to tell you how she was acting. And I kept begging her to stop. I said, Tina, please. I wasn't in the mood for her. You know, there's a time comes in people's life where, you know, your crap, your bull, ain't nobody dealing with it no more, Tina. You got out that car. You talked about me. She's on the phone talking to people, talking about me. She thinks she's all that. For what? I didn't do nothing to you. I'm like, why is she talking about me? So when she got out the car, after calling like 3 or 4 people, talking about me right in my face, because she was drinking, she was drunk. And when Tina's drinking, you don't have to do nothing. All the demons come up in her. And if she don't like you, it's going to come out. And that's what I was experiencing. And I said, I'm sick of my sister doing this. I'm tired. I wasn't doing anything to her when she got out, but I didn't do it until her daughter called her. She called her daughter for money and said she needed to get to a hotel. Her daughter told her, Mommy, I sent you $200. She said, take an Uber to the hotel, go in the hotel. She said, and I'll go get some rest, and because she was homeless. She said, and I'll send you some money tomorrow to pay for your hotel for the week. She cashed out Tina $200. When she cashed out Tina that $200, that's when I said, okay, she's safe. She got $200. She can get, she can go on her own. I pulled up at the Quick Trip, and when she got out, I took off. I said, that's it. I can't take her no more. Y'all don't understand. You don't know what a person has to go through with this woman. Tina is so petty. She got a very vindictive spirit, and you don't have to do anything to her. She creates the chaos. Everybody that knows Tina and knows me and knows my family and friends, they know I'm telling the truth about Tina. That's why I left her. Yes. But I ain't never left my mother nowhere. Hell no. She stole my brother's car. Ask Tommy. Ask him when you see him. Tommy will tell you legally ain't never stole nothing from nobody. But Tina has. Tina stole my brother's car, sold it to the crack dealer. She stole my mother's car, left my mother at a clinic, at a doctor's appointment, took off with my mother's Lincoln and sold it. My mother never seen it again. My mother called the police, and the police said, "Ma'am, you gave her the keys, so we can't report it stolen. That's Georgia law." Yes, this is a true story. I'm not lying to you guys. I ain't never took no car from nobody. She has. So she's putting all her stuff on me. She want me to look like her, but I will never look like you, Tina. Never. I don't have the heart that you have, darling. You are so wicked. You're so wicked, Tina. And I feel sorry for you. You need to go get help. Yes, you do. You need help, darling. You and your son. This done rolled off over on your son. Oh my God. Y'all need to stop. No, they need to stop. Yes. Oh, I thought you said, okay, you said they need to stop giving the enemy what they want. Division, they need to come together. We do. And I was willing to do that. But when you do all what she and changes, then I had to come and defend myself. I said, hell no, that ain't going. No, 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 no. You're not going to tell lies on me like that. I have to defend myself. I did nothing. I did nothing wrong. My niece told me, my niece Kane, not Kanita, not the niece that was on that live with her. Nobody even knew nothing about her. So why is this coming up now? You understand? And then she talked about she was 19 when, now the way I heard it was that it was consensual on both sides, but they called it rape. I don't know. Little Tommy are the same age. They was close cousins. So you understand? So I don't know what's going on. I don't. She said she was 19 when Tina asked her on the live about the time when it last happened. She said when she was 19. Oh. Oh, really? Oh. My son said little Tommy's way older than Kanita. Okay. Oh, but they was close. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. What I just heard was a lot. Line Mom said, V, Shane has a YouTube channel. You should watch some of his content. I started about a year ago. He comes across as very level-headed and believable. He tells why he and Leolah's, Leolah initially fell out. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, he the name of his channel is Shots of Brown. As I mentioned, I know you probably weren't in here when I said this, but I was subscribed to Shots of Brown, but hadn't seen anything really over there, hadn't really watched anything over there, and didn't realize that he was the same Brown that we saw on the live the other night with Tina. So there's that. And then she says he does say that she was his favorite auntie, but the stories make sense. They are crazy stories, and he isn't always the victim or the only innocent one. And he gives a good backstory. Okay. All right. I thought the mother had a green Jaguar. Yeah, she said earlier that she had a red one and the mother had a green one, but maybe that was just a different time period. Maybe it was at a different time. Like I don't remember what year that was. She said that before. Let's see. PW, it still could be non-consensual, even if same age, absolutely. Who did they tell? The police? If someone tried to report it, then they felt it was a crime. Doesn't sound like it got reported to anybody. And I didn't hear Tina mention that it had been reported even then. They said that the kids were removed from the mansion, which is where the kids supposedly were at the time, and that Leolah supposedly came and got the girls and took them to the grandmother's house. So I never heard anyone say that it had been reported to anyone, a couple people in the family.
How was she 19 and that's going on? She was letting that still go. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. What I heard the girl say too was that it went on. I can't remember what age it started at, but it was like a young age, maybe like 5 or something. She said from 5 to 19. It was some long, extended period of time. And it didn't sound like, we didn't get details as to whether or not this transpired daily, weekly, monthly, or even every single year. But the girl did say on the call the other night or on the live that the last time she was approached by the little Tommy was 19. But it didn't sound like and she said she made a point to say no, so nothing happened, but that she was approached at 19. So yeah.
Right. You don't forget how old you are. Exactly. She said she didn't know how old I don't know. But did you all notice the energy that was just towards me? And all I said was, I don't know. I said, daughter told me that it wasn't true. Why are you going to get angry with me? And then want to get on here and just say all that, and tell all those lies on me. Why? You understand? No, that ain't working with me. Not at all. And another thing, do you all notice when Tina said, yeah, Shane, remember when Auntie Whitney told, and Uncle Bobby kept telling me to put her out? Shane never answered her. You know why? Go back and look at that video. Go back and look at it. Shane was looking at her like she was crazy. He was like, she kept saying, didn't she, Shane? Didn't she? Remember when they told me to put Auntie Lady out? I'm looking at her like, Tina, nobody never told you. First of all, you can't put me out of nowhere. She was mad because I was living with Bobby and Whitney, but I was living with Bobby and Whitney because Whitney hired me. That's another thing Tina was jealous of. I was in Bobby and Whitney's wedding. Whitney hired me and put me on her payroll. I didn't ask for that job. I never asked Whitney for a job. Whitney wanted me to work for her. She hired me as her personal assistant. And then she gave me, I signed papers with her to be a guardian over Chrissy. These are the things that Tina was jealous of. Yes. And I didn't even think about that. All this time, Tina, you've been hating on me for that.
Hold on one second. Good night, Granny. Thank you for coming and let me see your face tonight, okay? Good night, Granny. PW said, I'm saying that Leolah just said that they said it was consensual because they were both 19 when it happened. It appears as if someone told them there was nothing could be done because they were the same age. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So yeah, right. If it was non-consensual, something still could have been done. You're absolutely right.
saw the hate in you when Whitney put that ring on my finger Thanksgiving. You got upset and said, why are you putting that ring on her finger? And Whitney said, because this is my angel. You didn't like that. And your kid's father's wife was there. She was looking right at us. Nikki. Nikki lives in Boston. Nikki was there. Chris, Shane's father. It was a lot of people in that living room, and they were all looking like, whoa. Yes, Tina, I got witnesses, baby. And as far as those people that was in Bobby and Whitney's house, when I cooked that Thanksgiving dinner, that was for Bobby and Whitney. Bobby and Whitney asked me to cook Thanksgiving dinner for them because they like my cooking. That's another thing you're jealous of. And I cooked Thanksgiving for them, and all their friends came. I didn't have one friend in the house. My God. And that was the day that Bobby's attorney was talking to me outside on the balcony. He said, I heard you are the only family member that never asked Bobby for nothing. I said, I don't, but I have. It's not like I never asked him for nothing, but his attorney said that to me. See, this is I don't have to say nothing for myself, Tina. People know who we are. They do. They know who you are. You just lie for no reason. You just make up stuff. Stop making up lies. Keep stuff real. That's another thing you hate about me. I'm so genuine. My heart is not even, I don't have a heart like you. You're right. I'm different. Y'all been telling me that since we were younger. Y'all used to make fun of me when we sat at the table to eat. You're different. You ain't our sister. You got a different mother and father. No, I got the same mother and father. God he just blew something in me because he knew that I would be with him in this time. That's who I am. Stop it. I love you as a sister. I have never, you said I never liked you, me and Carol. Come on. You have never seen, I've never done anything devious to you. Never. But you have to me. You've been doing me wrong all of my life, Tina. All of my life. And I know right now there's people watching this thanking me for doing this and saying what I'm saying. I know they're sitting at home clapping, saying, finally, Lili's speaking up. I was hiding all this. I didn't even talk about y'all that bad in my book. I sugarcoated my book when it came to you. You came to me after I wrote my book. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. You said when I wrote when Mommy's funeral, I was out there giving my book out. Yeah.
Hold on.
It was at the repass. People knew that I had written a book. It was my first book, my autobiography. And everybody was asking me for it. We was home. People we grew up with they was like, congratulations, Lily. Can I get a copy? And I gave them a copy. Why did y'all hate on me? She brought her book to my mother's funeral. No. See how y'all look at things? You're so ugly. Your spirit is so ugly. You can't see nothing good.
Well, let me say this. So, Leolah, I think all of us were caught off guard with that one. So when Tina says that, there was a funeral and you were selling books, we pictured like a table set up at the repass and pictures and signings and that sort of thing is taking place. So, but it sounds like you're saying that at the time of the actual funeral, you happened to have books in the car or you had books with you and the books were given away at that time in that fashion. Is that what we're saying? Let's see. PW said, not being funny, but was Whitney helping to keep their known feud going? Tina wouldn't know so much if things didn't happen in front of her or if she wasn't told. Who told Tina Leolah could sign papers? So here's the thing, look, hell, do you know how much I've learned about my cousins from their own siblings who are also my cousins? You know what I'm saying? So who knows how, stories get back to other members of the family. They, for the most part, they sound like a close-knit family. And even though Tina might not be close with Leolah, doesn't mean that another sibling couldn't be close to Tina. You know what I'm saying? It also doesn't mean that one of her own children hasn't told her things that they've seen or heard or what have you. Hell, if I heard something was going on with certain relatives, I might say something to my mom about it. Like, who knows? But I wouldn't say that Whitney was trying to keep something going. I mean, I just haven't heard anything for me to believe that Whitney was fueling any fires, But good question. Hey, Shirley's divorce finally. Lion Mom said, now Leolah, they said you set up a stand and sold them. I know that's what they said. That is what they said. However, does that mean that's what happened? It sounds like they both agreed that she had books, that there were family members present at what appeared to be a funeral, and some folks got copies of her books. Some of them folks might have even paid for her books, but I don't know. Does that mean she had a stand and was selling them? Do we know? Leolah, girl, did you have a stand set up at the funeral, child? Please tell us. Did you have a stand, sis? Because I think that didn't set well with people. It's like, wait, what? It does sound special. Okay, so we're just asking. Just asking.
Good. There's nothing wrong with giving somebody a copy of my book at my mother's repast. I wasn't going to be there in Boston no more. I seen friends that I hadn't seen in years, and they wanted a copy. That wasn't cool to do. I know what you was doing. While I was doing that, you was running around trying to get cocaine.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you were. You was trying to buy drugs. I saw you.
Oh, my. Okay, well, let's just take Tina's word for it then. Let's say that Leolah was straight up, had a stand at the funeral and was selling books. Which one's worse, child? Selling books at the funeral or trying to get some coquiana? Huh? That's sad, though. All of it's sad. And honestly, Jesus. Oh, God.
At your mother's funeral. Now, which is worse? Me giving somebody a copy of my book or you walking around asking who got the dope in mommy's funeral? Everybody saw you, Tina. Man, y'all are pathetic, man. Whew, wow. And then another thing I noticed, when you and Shane was on, your phone was blowing up. And Shane said, who's that? And you said, oh, that's family. I ain't answering. Don't call me. Because you knew that they was going to cuss your behind out. If you were speaking truth, why didn't you tell them that? Why didn't you let them be a receipt for you? Answer the phone and say, didn't Lily do this or ain't Lily like this? You know that them phone calls were coming in. They was going to cuss you out about what you was doing because you was wrong. That's why you didn't answer that phone. I would have answered. Another thing, Kanita, I never said. Shane said she pretended like she called my sister. No, I didn't. That was Mary Carr. Mary Carr called me. And I said, I'm on a live. That was Mary. That wasn't your sister. What are you talking about, y'all? Oh my God.
Okay, I'm going to stop this right here. We are an hour in to a 3-hour live. Okay. So I'm going to stop it now because we have been here for 2 hours and 24 minutes. I am going to come back. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to continue this again. And what I'll try to do before we come live, I'll try to at least get through as much of it on my own to see how much of this we need to listen through, because there are other lives that Leolah has come back to finish the conversation. So God knows, child, I need to hear as much as possible of all of this. But I won't force you all to sit through it with me. I will let you know. May even give you like some highlights as to what's a part of the rest of this live. And that way, when we come back next time, we can start into the next one, and I can just tell you the highlights, and you guys can come back and watch through this. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Shirley, divorce finally. So who is this lady? This lady is Bobby Brown's sister, Leolah Muhammad. Okay. And there's just some things that are going on with she and her family. Most specifically, her sister and her sister's kids and she are all kind of feuding right now. So some of this has spilled out on social media over the last week, and they've all hit social media with telling their sides to a story. So, let's see. Lion Mom said Tina had her stash already with her at the funeral. Oh my Lord. Lion Mom, how you know all this, girl? How you know all this, child? Oh, we. PW, I wouldn't even think to ask my friend for something like that at their mom's funeral. I would think it was disrespectful. Yeah. But it sounds like Tina has not fully flushed out her. You're talking about, I'm guessing you're talking about the DRUGS that they need. Is that what you're saying? I'm thinking it sounds like she has never been to rehab, or if she has been, she's not in recovery or not even practicing or pretending to be in recovery, because from what allegedly, based upon what Leolah told us, that she is a alcoholic. Talking about Tina, that is, Tina is an alcoholic and pretty much drinks all day and night. So it sounds like she needs help, and she hasn't been able to seek the help she really needs. And let's see. Oh, Lime Mom, B, I don't. I'm just joking. Oh, okay, girl. Lime Mom said, I don't know them folks. Okay. I was just asking. I was just trying to say, girl, what? Okay. And then PW said, the books is what I'm talking about. Oh, the books. Oh. Do you you wouldn't ask somebody for a copy of their book? I don't know. I mean, if I ain't seen my cousin in a minute and we at the funeral and she seemed to be in decent spirits, I might say, girl, where's that book you wrote? I mean, if it was my cousin, I might ask for the book. If it sounds like she got some good stuff she probably put in that book, or I'm trying to find out if I'm named in the book, I might ask her. I might ask her for a book. I ain't gonna lie. I might ask. Shoot. Heck, what y'all talking about? Anywho, all right, y'all. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow. We're gonna get back into this. I'm gonna try and give you a little bit of a synopsis on what the remaining parts of this live is and maybe what parts maybe we might want to highlight and listen to before moving on to the next. Okay. Wait, what you say? Black but not bitter. The asking is not as bad as actually having on-hand inventory. Look, when you author a book, you're supposed to keep some in the trunk of the car. Ask me how I know. Okay? An author that has self-published their book typically always has copies on hand. I'm trying to tell you. I am trying to tell you. It's a fact, Jack. So, I ain't mad, okay? She was a whole entrepreneur, and she was having a very, very sad time that she was dealing with. And it probably cheered her up that somebody wanted her doggone book. So there. Now, all right, y'all. What? Y'all a mess. Okay. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to call it quits here on tonight. I heard Legacy Moon was going live this evening, so I'm going to skedaddle and mosey on over there to see what she's got going on. I really, really thank you guys for joining me this evening. I've got all kinds of content we still need to get caught up on, so don't worry about it. I will see y'all tomorrow, maybe once, if not twice, okay? Because I'm behind and we got to get caught up, okay? So with that said, thank you to everybody who came in tonight. Thank you to all of the new subscribers, the old subscribers, the members, and all of the mods. You guys, thank you so much for hanging with me tonight. I promise I will see you tomorrow at a decent hour, okay, at least on the first time. And I look forward to seeing you then. But just know, if don't nobody tell you this, if you didn't already know this, if I hadn't told you already 1,000 times, you know I love you. I love you to death. And ain't nothing, not a damn thing you can do about it. Smooches.